Hello, friends. Today is Tuesday, and today is all about poetry again. I need to remind you that we are not going to click present mode because I've been using the entire slide inside and outside. As you can see here, I have my Bitmoji telling you that you need to fill out this slide on what do you remember about poems. Here's our agenda and standard. Our objective for today, I didn't put it on there, but our objective for today is to analyze poetry and talk about the different types of poetry and the parts of poetry. It gets really in depth. So I just went through our critical vocabulary and our genre of poetry. And here are context clues just to talk to you about them again, because for sure they're going to come up on evaluate. And evaluate, we're going to take the week of the 5th of October, so it's not that far away. Our focus for today are the different elements of poetry. So in this box, you are going to write what you know about poetry, but I'm also going to talk to you a little bit about the elements of poetry. If you can look over here, I want to draw your eyes over here to line break, where each line of the text ends, in a stanza. Stanza is very important. That is definitely on iRead. It is a group of lines within a poem. And also, you need to look over here. This is on your assignment for today. It says rhyming words, rhythm, imagery. This is on your homework for today. Alliteration is good to know. Onomatopoeia and repetition, I know for sure, is on your homework for today. So let's look at rhyming words. I think we learned about rhyming words. I know my daughter's learning them in preschool right now. So rhyming words are words with the same ending sounds. Cat, hat, bat, all rhyming words. Rhythm, it has a beat. Rhythm is usually what you hear in music class, but the beat is what we hear right now in poetry. Imagery is getting your senses into it. You know how we visualize and we've been visualizing? It's kind of the same thing. You're getting all of your senses into the poetry. Alliteration is when you start words with the same sound. So, in the same sound at the beginning of words or lines. So, alliteration is using the A sound again and again, or the B sound again and again. Onomatopoeia are words that are sounds. Buzz, thud, crash, boom. And repetition is when they use lines or words that are repeated and stressed again and again. That means they're really important. So, fill this out. Why is this important? Why is learning poetry important? Pause right here. Do that when you're ready. We're going to move on. Let's remember from yesterday that we need to restate the question and the answer, use a full sentence, have a capital letter at the beginning of the sentence, and a period at the end. We're in 5th grade. This is what we need to do. Our success criteria for today is use the textbook to answer questions about the poem and use a full sentence. Okay, let's get into the text. This is, what did I just do? Sorry, guys. This is one of the poems called Going Bananas, but the part of your text that you're going to need is this part, Ryan O'Brien's Guide, and you're also going to need the other part because they're going to ask you to look at some poems. So, I'm looking at Going Bananas, and this first box says, rhyming words. Name a poem with rhyming words. Give 2 pairs of rhyming words from the poem. Okay, Going Bananas. Baby brother loves to smear banana every place. Does smear and place rhyme? No. Then squeeze it through his fingers and wipe it on his face. Do smear, place, fingers, or face place, face. Okay. So I'm going to say one poem with rhyming words is going bananas. The words are place and face, but it says 2 pairs of rhyming words. That's only 1 pair. It's another pair. He blows banana bubbles and makes banana goo. Oh, yuck, ew, what a mess. I'd like to do that too. Goo and 2 rhyme. So I put the words are place and face, goo, and 2. So that was a full sentence. It started with a capital letter, ended with a period, started with another capital letter, ended with another period. I restated the question in my answer. These are very important. Imagery. Find an example of imagery in one of the poems. Name the poem and give the words that appeal to our senses. Okay. So I'm thinking about imagery. My baby brother loves to smear banana every place. So I would say going bananas is the poem, as I spelled poem wrong, and the imagery is smearing bananas all over the place. So I used imagery, which was up here in the question. What appealed to the senses? Smearing bananas appeals to my sense of sight. I can visualize. Ooh, visualize the baby smearing bananas everywhere. So not only did I say what poem, what the imagery was, but I explained why that imagery was brought to my senses. So now it's your turn. You need to do repetition, stanzas and line breaks, quatrains, concrete, haiku, and limerick. Complete the table below about the forms. You need to use this to tell you about the forms. How does Ryan's attitude about writing change throughout the poem? Full sentence. His attitude about writing changes throughout the poem because blah, 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 blah. What does Ryan compare himself in the poem tired? Why is he so sleepy? Ryan compares himself in the poem tired to blah, 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 blah. He is so sleepy because blah, 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 blah. This has 2 parts to it. I cannot see 1-word answers. That will not be accepted, and you'll have to redo it or just take the grade, which will not be good. Critical vocabulary right here. So you're going to read, and a lot of you last week just went seize, ditty, hesitate, refrain, and you just answered in this row. You just answered about how they were. That's unacceptable. Those people got an F. So this is out of 50 points total. If you don't do this, minus 10. If you just put seize, ditty, hesitate, refrain, minus 10. If you don't do this or give me 1-word answers, minus 10. If you don't do this, give me 1-word answers, minus 10. So I think you guys get the point that this is super important. Poetry definitely shows up on iLearn. So you need to understand this. And if you have any questions, yet again, I will be on the Google Meets tomorrow to answer any questions about this. If you have any questions while you're doing it, write it in the notes. So you can say, I have a question. My question is blah, 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 right? You can highlight it. Click up here. Comment. do a plus sign and type in Gasaway. I am Andrea Gasaway right here. You would click on that, assign it to me, and then I can answer your question. You're going to click assign, then click assign again, and then it will go straight into my email and I can answer from my computer.